right, guys, how you doing? My name is Tim Fletcher, and welcome to the press conference for the 4th annual Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Battle on the Border. Assembled in front of you here, guys, you obviously see a lot of men and lovely ladies as well. Men who guide young men into the next realm of life, whether it's because they're going to be Division I college football players or future NFL guys or not. Can you not hear me? Matt can hear me.
I got it.
Tom can hear me. See, I've only been in radio and TV for 22 years. The microphone comes on. Okay, that's how you do this thing. Is that better? Is that better? Lisa, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Alex, Matt, Jim, all right. You guys just missed that I gave the winning Powerball numbers for tonight earlier, so I'm sorry that you missed those. I can't repeat those. Well, prevents that from happening. We are glad to have all these coaches here for the 4th annual Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Battle on the Border. No one in life, to me, is more important than your high school football coach, especially if you're a young man trying to get into that next realm of life, whether it's because you're going to be a husband, whether you're going to be a father, a business owner, or perhaps a college football player. What these guys do, the amount of time they dedicate to the young men that are in their program is absolutely unheard of. If you knew how much time they devoted to these guys, I think you'd be absolutely amazed. We are so glad that they are here, and to welcome everybody to the beautiful city of Shreveport, the next great city of the South, our mayor, Cedric Glover.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning. I just want to take a moment on behalf of the City Council, all the citizens of Shreveport, and I believe even my good friend Lo Walker across the river would afford me the opportunity to represent him this morning as well, and let you all know how much we are delighted to know that we have our 4th edition of this effort coming forward. I want to thank all the folks who have been a part of helping to make this happen over the years. And I guess just a personal side and kind of in line with what Tim just offered. For all of us who are football fans, all of the various levels, from Pee Wee League all the way up to the pros, I think the high school sport is probably the purest of all of them, because this is when guys have a chance to really know a little bit about what they're doing. You know, when you're out there at 7, 8 years old, you're just running into people. But college times, it gets to be a little bit interesting. We also, obviously, only a few folks get a chance to play at the pros. But as Tim just mentioned, the kids who get a chance to be able to play the sport at the high school level, and the coaches and the supporters and all the folks who surround them have a chance to be able to make impressions on the lives of young men that will last forever. As Tim referenced, and as many of you all know, even when you get to be 49, almost 50, one of the things that you think about most often during this time of the year is what it was like to be a part of a team, or to be at a school that had a great team, or to be at a school that had a struggling team, whatever the case may be. It's a great time of the year. This gives us a chance to be able to have a platform that brings these young people to the city, have them a chance to be able to showcase their skills, bring their schools out, bring their families out, and also have a chance for those of us who are natives here of Shreveport, Bossier, Northwest Louisiana. It gives us a chance to come out and have a great time and enjoy ourselves. So all of the teams, all 14 teams that will be competing, to all 7 games that will be played, to all of the effort that will be going forward, we wish you luck. We hope that you have a great time. We know only one team will win, but we know that all those who will have a chance to come out and compete will take away something that will end up being a lasting memory for all. So thank you much, and God bless.
We're going to get straight to the coaches, and for the members of the media that are here, obviously the coaches and some of the players that are around will be available for interviews afterward. We appreciate the guys who have made the trip here, from whether it's Gladewater, or whether it's Longview, or whether it's El Dorado. Marshall will make the trip in. I really do appreciate it. We're going to do a little preview for each one of the games, and it's going to kick off, guys, the Battle on the Border on Friday at 6 o'clock. Right here at Independence Stadium, beautiful Independence Stadium, the home of the upcoming Duck Commander Independence Bowl, which is why I'm wearing my Robertson wig and beard today, so I hope it works out for you guys. First, right out of the chute, guys, it's going to be a pretty good one. As far as athletic programs in Louisiana, there's not a lot of schools that have as much going for them as what St. Thomas More has down in Lafayette, and they're going to take on Gladewater. And I believe our first guest today is St. Thomas More head coach Jim Hightower. Is that correct, Tom?
That is correct.
And we're going to hear from Tom Hofflinger as well right after we hear from the coach. Coach Hightower, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Coach, if you could, just tell us a little bit about this matchup and what it means to you to be a part of the Battle on the Border.
Well, let me tell you this. We really enjoyed our participation last year. It was a first-class event from start to finish. Number one, the facility is a first-class facility. Our kids love the opportunity to play there. But the way we were treated, the way things were planned out, it was first class all the way. We really enjoyed being a part of it. This year, we've had a really tough matchup. I'll tell you, Gladewater beat Pittsburgh last week, 77-14, and I'm scared. I don't know if our boys are yet, but it's going to be a real challenge. They're a very physical, talented football team. Very well coached, and they really get off the ball quick on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be a physical ball game for sure, and we're going to be stretched to the limits of our abilities.
Coach, if you could just quickly address the nature of this game, where you have kind of these. It's not an exhibition because it certainly counts in the standings, counts in the record, and for those that are playing in-state schools, it'll count toward PowerPoints and all that good stuff. But just the fact that high school football has grown to this level where you can have showcase events like this.
Well, it's wonderful that kids have the opportunity to meet against people from other states, especially from high-profile programs. I mean, a lot of times you don't get these kinds of matchups where you're playing some really talented people, and again, that's what we've got our hands full with a very talented group. And we're just excited to be a part of it. When you talk about the teams in the state, these are all top-notch programs, and I'm just hoping that we deserve to be in that group. And I know the out-of-state schools again. I'm very impressed with Gladewater, and I know the other schools that are on the menu have a great reputation. So, real high-profile game for us for sure, and we're going to give the fans something that they can take home and appreciate.
Thank you very much, Coach. Jim Hightower, St. Thomas More Cougars, kicking it off. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
And before we bring up Tom Hofflinger, we're going to bring up our Gladewater head coach here who's with us, Coach John Berry from Gladewater High School, a disciple, by the way, Matt, fellas there, Pat Collins coaching for you. So here you go.
That's right. For all of you that know Coach Collins, I am fortunate to have spent 14 years working for him. First of all, Gladewater is honored to be invited to this event. We appreciate the opportunity to represent East Texas football. In addition, of course, it's a privilege to have our football team match up against a high-quality opponent, first-class program, St. Thomas More. Having come from Louisiana, born and raised here, and spent half my coaching career coaching over here, I know St. Thomas More football has always been really good, and that Coach Hightower, I think probably now is maybe second on the list in Louisiana for women's coach, has always done a great job. So we'll have our hands full with them. St. Thomas More will bring in an excellent throwing game, a very talented receiving core, a quarterback who's super efficient, defensive front that will be one of the best that we'll see all year. So we expect a very good, very tough football game against a very good team. Our kids coming in here and adjusting to this environment. We're a small school in East Texas. Enrollment there about 530 kids. And bringing our kids over here to the Independence Stadium will be quite an adjustment for our guys. But hopefully we adjust to this big time atmosphere that's being set up here. I know our fans will enjoy it, and hopefully our kids can enjoy it and manage to get out here and have a productive day and do a better football team.
Now we want to go ahead, if we don't mind, I know we've got other news here as well, but I pulled an audible earlier. When I did that as a high school quarterback, it usually resulted in an interception. 21 picks, 1 touchdown as a high school senior. Thank you very much. But we did call an audible earlier when Tom had coach on the line, so I didn't want to bring Tom up. I knew that the coach was there, and I didn't want you to have to foul up your thing. But guys, the reason that we have this event is because Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has jumped into this feet first. And one thing that Denny Rogers, the head honcho for Landers Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram here, Bossier City, and Landers Pre-Owned Supercenter in Shreveport, the thing that he says he wants to do something where it maximizes the benefit for kids. And I think that you have to say that the 4th annual Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Battle of the Border certainly does that. Ladies and gentlemen, please a hand for Tom Hoffman of Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
No interceptions. We handled that perfectly. I just want to say on behalf of Denny Rogers and all of us at Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, we are just excited as we could possibly be for our 4th year at the Battle of the Border. When we first were approached with this and sat down, we all had ideas, and there was a lot of people involved in it. Most of them are here today, and it's been just a huge effort. But we wanted to have a premier showcase where, you know, young men could come here and have the exposure to some D1 scouting, maybe D2, whatever it was that they wanted to further their career in football or to compete at a level that maybe they hadn't competed before. You know, we take our hats off to all the coaches, all the schools that have supported us, and we look forward to this getting bigger each year. We have an incredible showcase this year. I mean, some of the top talent. You know, I was just saying it was neat to watch some of the people that played in the showcase last year play Saturday. You know, so that's neat to watch those kids on TV to get that you know, that chance to play at that level. And I think we have incredible talent. It's always been Landers' passion, you know, to support the youth both academically and definitely in any sports program here. We've recognized over 2,000 student athletes in all different segments, not just football, you know, for achievement and accomplishments and award scholarships, and that's just part of the passion behind us. We're excited about this, and I'm not going to take any more time to that. Just we're looking for a great game. We're looking for all y'all to be here.
Nice job there, Tom Hofflinger. Back to the phone you go? Yes. I feel like we're doing a telethon.
I know.
It's going to be dope work. We come up now with our second game on Friday night. It's going to be a late one, and it's going to be a good one. Bird and El Dorado. Of course, El Dorado, the Wildcats won the state championship, 6A last year. Bird, the 5A runner-up, had one of the more impressive, well, it wasn't impressive, it was just a success for Bird. It's been a while since the city of Bird transcended into the, or kind of moved into the city of New Orleans there and just absolutely took over the Superdome. El Dorado, the Wildcats, not that far from Monticello, Arkansas, where I grew up, so I'm certainly familiar with the success that the Wildcats bring to the table. We're going to first bring up the head coach of your El Dorado Wildcats, who have already started off this year in fine fashion, knocked off Camden Fairview 28-21 last week, taking it to the Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Shreveport, the head coach of the El Dorado Wildcats, Scott Reed.
Thank you to Landers for investing in high school athletics and in our kids. For the city of El Dorado, we're honored to be here. This is the first for us. It makes sense for us to try to be a part of this. We have generally played in the Northwest Arkansas team week 2 or week 3. It's hard for us to get games, it seems like. And for our fans, it's much better to come here. And the more I looked into it, and our administration looked at it, it was a natural fit for us. Also, quality of teams. We believe in playing good non-conference competition, and that's certainly the case this year. I'm very impressed with what Coach Suggs has done with his ball club. We've exchanged film from last year and this year. Very well coached, and they get after you, play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Offensively, they create a number of problems for us. We don't see their triple option and very multiple attack that they have. They execute extremely well. But it's a challenge that we're looking forward to. Our kids are as well, and we are honored to be here. Thank you.
10 years ago, I'd have been able to slide behind him. What was that? One in my gut, the lazy man here. Coming up next to the dais, if you're from Shreveport Bossier, you certainly know this guy. Mike Suggs has been the Bird head coach for 17 years. Mike Suggs, the head coach of the Bird Yellow Jackets, and if you've driven down Gladstone in Crestwell, you've also noticed some improvements to their practice facility that I know Coach is almost as proud of that as he is the fact that his team made it all the way to the Class 5A state championship game last year. The Friday night nightcap, C.E. Bird versus El Dorado head coach Mike Suggs.
Yeah, we are proud of it. I'd be more proud when we get to actually get on it. And hopefully it'll be through here in another week or so. But thank you, Mr. Mayor, Patrick, Wendell, Ronnie, everybody that puts this on, Kenny that takes care of the fields, and of course Landers Dodge. This is our 4th year to be involved, and we're just as tickled to be here as we were the first year. It's been a great atmosphere for our team, and to be involved in this in the last 3 years. Our fans, our players have really enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll be able to continue to be involved in the future. El Dorado, of course, you don't get to be a 6A state champion without a great program. Coach Reed does a great job up there. Big physical athletic football team that no different this year than they were last year. You know, it's going to be a heck of a ball game, and we're happy to be here and look forward to playing. Thank you.
Suggs is another one of those Matt Collins coaching disciples. Now we move to Saturday's play. What a way to get this thing started. A couple of area/local schools. It doesn't get much better than this, especially the success that this school is having this year already. We know the history of Marshall football. If you're a Friday night Lights fan, you know that that's one of the schools that was heavily mentioned in the book early on, the long history of Marshall High School, the long history of success at Marshall High School. Had a couple of dry spells here recently. Well, things are turning around with Clint Harper at the helm. So far, so good. They're averaging 55 points a game, 2-0. The Marshall Mavericks take on Parkway at 11 o'clock, and your Marshall Maverick head coach, Clint Harper.
I want to thank Landers. Tremendous event. I've been a part of Kickoff Classics in San Antonio, and this was by far probably better than the one that I experienced 6 years ago as far as facilities and preparation and organization. It was a tremendous event last year, and look forward to it this year. Look forward to it a little bit more this year than what I did last year. I don't know. I'll say that again Saturday. Coach Feaster does a fantastic job. You know, they've done a great job with that program. We watched them, unfortunately, on video and realized what we were about to play against is going to be a step up in the competition level from what we played the first 2 weeks. And so we hope that, you know, Coach, if you want to give us some gifts that you gave Calvary, we'd be happy to take them because, as I've been telling our team, I don't think we're going to probably get the 7 or 8 turnovers that Calvary got. We're going to get Parkway's A game. We're going to have to really, really play well to compete against, again, as I told our team on Friday night, you don't go and play the state championship in Louisiana and forget how to play the game of football. So they're going to be really, really, they're a fine football team, and we'll be really challenged to be 3-0. And so I'm just very, very glad to be here. Our team, again, has come a long way, but we're still rebuilding. We're putting some bricks in, but there's a long, long way to go back to get to where Marshall's been in the past, but we're getting there. So thank y'all again. Appreciate it.
Coach Harper's about the size of Parkway's tight end, by the way. Coming up next here, folks, you know, you heard Tom mention this. Some of the kids you saw last year at the Battle on the Border, obviously you saw on Saturdays. And I know a lot of people were interested on Saturday to see number 6 for LSU get out there and throw a few darts. And gallop to his first touchdown, Brandon Harris, the Parkway Panther, who I think should be the starting quarterback at LSU right now. And I think the man coming up next shares the same opinion. Parkway head coach, David Feaster.
Yeah, several things I got to address right now. First of all, I appreciate the mayor bragging about his youth. You know, I mean, I never bragged about when I was young about how young I am and stuff. I put that out there for everybody. Every time I get on the radio with Fletcher, he always says, "Coach, I know you've been doing this a long time." Remind everybody I know that. I guess those days are gone where you have that opportunity. If I was 49, I'd probably be bragging about it too. The other thing is, Coach, thanks a lot for bringing up the Cowboy game. I was hoping that somebody would give me the opportunity to talk about that because that was something I'm really looking forward to. Okay, that's passed. So the Brandon Harris thing is one more thing that I refuse to talk about for right now. You know, we did all we could do. I think everybody over here who saw him play here agrees. Just put him in the game. Okay, would you just put him in the game? All right, we're done. Okay, so on to our game. The thing about it is you know, Marshall kind of fits the bill of everybody else on our schedule who has gotten better. While we graduated Brandon Harris and 35 seniors, and we're trying to like, oh, you know, we don't reload, we rebuild, or this vice versa, or whatever, you know. We're just trying to put it together. We got young guys that are we really got some good players, but we're kind of trying to put it together. It seems like everybody else has gotten better around us, and so these guys are 2-0, averaging 55 points a game, and so forth. You know, Arkansas High, who we play next, beat Texas High the other night. Oh my goodness! So they got to be loaded. And Bastrop, of course, is a lot better this year, and everybody in our district won. You know, so it's good for PowerPoint shows that our district is rolling and all that, but I'm afraid they're going to keep rolling when they play us too. And so our challenge is this: it's like I was, you know, when Coach Delaney and I first started talking about it, we were trying to get, you know, Parkway and Battle on the Border and all that. We were talking, okay, who can we play? You know, can we play this team? What about this team? I'm trying to, you know, schedule these games and all that. And there's a couple teams that I suggested to him, and he says, nope, we're not going to have them. We're just looking for elite teams. They're not good enough. I'm like, I'm not even sure we can beat these people, but it was a very high standard. And so my concern is that one day somebody, probably everybody at this table is going to say, can we play Parkway next year? And I'm afraid one day they might say, no, we're just looking for elite teams. Parkway's not good enough. So our thinking is we're just tickled pink to be part of this. You know, when I look at this the group of the teams that are represented here and all that, and all the trouble that you guys have gone through to make this a really nice event, I just think it's a great thing that Parkway is included on this. And I think our fans and our band and all that is going to show up. And I just hope our team continues to, you know, put forth a good effort and all that to where you guys want to have us back again, because we really enjoy it and appreciate all you guys.
We have all the local coaches on our radio show. We're on 11:30 The Tiger from 6 to 9. So every week we have, I think, 17 or 18 high school coaches locally. So guys like Suggs and Feaster are very nice. They give us a lot of the time, so we greatly appreciate that. Very cool. Now, that's the 11 o'clock game. 2 p.m. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this little football program down in, was it River Ridge, I guess is the proper name for it, down in South Louisiana. The John Curtis Patriots. One of these days, these guys are going to start picking up football and start playing a little football. I think it's 25 state championships, if that's correct. Is Coach Curtis on with us here, Tom? Do we have Coach?
You don't
And we do a radio show. We'll have Coach Curtis on with us in just a little bit. And what's confusing is there's a high school football rep whose name is John Curtis. And so it gets very confusing, but he's very animated. You know which one I'm talking about. You think, how many John Curtises are there? You look at John Curtis's coaching staff, a lot of Curtises. They do a very good job. They're going to be taking on a team that certainly knows a thing or two about a pretty good job as well. With a 43-19 win over Tyler Lee last week, John Curtis takes on Lufkin at a prime time CBS SEC type kickoff time of 2 p.m. Your head coach, Lufkin, please welcome Todd Quick, Shreveport Bossier.
We really appreciate you giving us this opportunity. This will be our first time we've played in this. And the caliber of football, we're excited about bringing our kids over and our fans over here and being a part of this. The organization has been great. You know, we haven't had any questions about anything. They've always explained everything, what we needed to do, and what was going to go on. And just getting our kids over here and getting the fans to come over here to this venue is awesome. We're excited about it. Pretty good opponent. We know plenty about them. We know what they stand for. We know what they are, and it's going to be a huge challenge for us. But we'll kick it off and get it on and see what happens after that. But we appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys have picked up on this. There's a lot of cross-state battles on the border. It's kind of weird. Hence the name, Battles on the Border. 5 o'clock kickoff. The defending 5A state champs in Louisiana, Acadiana, take on Shades Valley. And do we have everybody here? Do we have Coach Smith on the line for this year? Not yet. Do we have Coach Davidson on the phone? Our phone lines are open 312-1130. No on the incumbent sports line. So we'll move on to the next game. How about that? Tom Loefflinger, our offensive coordinator, gives me the call. So yeah, we can move on to the final game of the night. And holy cow, to wrap up a 6-game spread over a 2-day stretch to bring the Neville Tigers and Longview Lobos together is pretty doggone impressive. By the way, we mentioned Brandon Harris making his looking sharp against Sam Houston State the other night. Another man from Neville that I think a lot of people were anxious to see how he's going to fare. You can see it every time he steps on the field. He's a man among boys. That's John Diars, a former Neville Tiger. So let's go ahead and bring up the head coach of your Neville Tigers from Monroe, Coach Mickey McCarty.
Thank you. We're again excited to participate in this Battle of the Border. Last year was our first year over here. Played against that Acadiana team in that 2 o'clock slot, a great football game. Our kids really entered the bell and played very well, and I was lucky enough to defeat Acadiana. I guess that the organizers here were so impressed that day they decided to give us a shot at the Lobos from Longview. And you know, after doing a little research on the Lobos, and I know John King a little bit. He's coached over in our area, and we're proud to represent the Monroe, West Monroe area in this event. You know, these guys are not off to the best start of the year. In fact, as Coach King will probably tell you, it's not something they're proud of. And I've never seen a Lobo backed into a corner before, but I think we're going to see one out here on Saturday night. And not something we're looking forward to, but I know that our kids have had a lot of fight in them too. We're excited about our football team. We got off to a good start last week, and certainly a lot of potential on our team. But this will certainly be the biggest challenge of the early season for us, but we look forward to it. Look forward to being in this event. I will certainly say and commend the organization of this event after being in it last year. They do a great job. We appreciate the sponsorship, and I look forward to the great challenge we have here Saturday night. Thank you.
And our final coach who is live in person with us, the pride of Spring Hill, Louisiana, former Northwestern State team, who, by the way, Dan Patrick this morning had no clue, never heard of Northwestern State University. That's a shame.
They need fire.
That's exactly right. Former Lumberjack, former Demon, current Lobos head coach, John King.
First of all, let me say this to the city of Shreveport. We appreciate the opportunity to play in this Border Classic once again. Thanks to Wendell, Patrick, Mayor Glover, Ronnie, all you guys we've been in contact with. We've played in a lot of big venues in the past, but this is, I will say this is our favorite place to play, favorite classic to be in, the way it's ran, and the quality of opponents that we're going to face. But as Mickey alluded to, we're not off to the fastest start. We've all kind of grown accustomed to in Longview. We're 0-2 for the first time since 1963. And Coach Feaster, I kind of feel like you. I hope y'all keep inviting us back. I hope we're good enough to keep coming back to this Border Classic. But we played some good people. We played a great team in Lufkin and played John Tyler last week. And we've had some injuries, some off-the-field issues, but we're not making excuses. And we're going to face one of the best football teams I've seen in a long time, the Neville Tigers. And you know, last year, our friendship was on the fringe, and it may be over after watching Neville's front four on video. That has got to be the most impressive defensive line I've seen in high school football. You don't see that quite often. And to have a pair of defensive tackles that are over 300 pounds and probably play running back in a lot of places is going to be a difficult task for our young men. But anyway, they've got more than those two guys they're going to put on the field. They've got an exceptionally explosive offense. A Turpin kid, everybody's read about. He's as good as advertised. We got our hands full once again, but I'd rather be in one of these type of matchups in a big marquee game in a great stadium like Independence Stadium, whatever the official name is. I'm sorry. Is that correct? than I would be playing some sister of the four, as I say. But we look forward to the challenge. Thanks once again for having us, and hopefully we'll show up and make it a good ball game. Thank you.
We do have Coach Smith on the phone with us. All right, Coach Smith, are you with us?
Yes.
Coach Smith, Shade Valley High School, the 5 p.m. game against the Acadiana Reagan Rams. Have you ever been a part of a showcase event like this where you're taking on schools from across the border like this?
Oh, no, man.
So what is it about this that attracted you?
Well, we you're gonna have to, just inside here. I stepped outside so I could hear you better. I got buses and everything, just pulled up. No,
High school coach.
it was sort of miraculous for us. We were looking for a game, and I had posted on a couple of websites, and we couldn't find a game, and then just some fluke event, I think somebody withdrew from it. So I was, we're not financially affluent really in high school, and so I didn't think there's any way we would be able to do it. So the Shreveport, the city of Shreveport has been just outstanding, and so we just can't thank the city of Shreveport and this whole event enough for being able to help us financially be a part of this.
And to welcome you here, they're giving you the 5A defending state champ. How's that feel?
Well, I tell you, I was joking with a couple of other guys. I've been watching the film, and I've watched, enough film to actually got just the stick. So I've got a little cold flu or something going on right now. I think it's because of the film I've been watching on the Twitter. So they're solid. They're solid in all three phases of the game. I don't special teams are special, and defense is physical and fast, and offense is physical as you ever want to see. So our kids are gonna have to respond, or it's gonna be ugly. So, but we're hopefully my kids will be up to the challenge, and we'll put up a good fight, have a good game on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Coach Smith, we greatly appreciate it. We hope you guys have a safe trip over on Saturday.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Got some shades on the battle of the border. Guys, we also want to bring up Patrick Wesley. Patrick is one of the driving forces of this and certainly is integral in keeping this thing going and growing. So please give it up for Patrick Wesley.
Thank you all again for attending. Just wanted to take a minute or so to mention our sponsors, our corporate sponsors for this year. Again, Landers, Denny, April, Tom, thank you so much for what you do for the city of Shreveport and what you do for student athletes. Thank you. Our presenting sponsors, KTBS. You have a representative from KTBS? Yes. Give them a round of applause, please. Times Square Media, their staff. The Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission, Convention and Tourist Bureau. Stacy again, thank you so much for all you do for us. We have a representative from the Shreveport Times. Shreveport Times, thank you. The Duck Commander Independence Ball, all-state sponsor. Missy, thank you so much. The View, the Proud, the United States Marines. U.S. Army. Angela McCown, Captain Angela McCown, thank you for your service also.
Thank you.
Griggs Enterprise, Sweep In, Metro PCS.
Hey, Coach Curtis, did they get me or did we get disconnected?
Oh, no, hang on 1 second.
Raising Cane's, the radio group. Thank you so much. Our Fun Zone sponsor, First Choice Personnel. Greyhound, celebrating 100 years. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Dick's Sporting Goods. Cumulus Radio. Louisiana Football Magazine and TV. and sports world. Let's give them all a round of applause. I'd also like to recognize some of my partners, Chris Giordano, State Fair of Louisiana. Thank you so much. Can't leave without recognizing our director, Coach Clark, and the best department in the city of Shreveport. All of our staff are.
You got Coach Curtis? Coach Curtis, you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, Coach John Curtis. John Curtis Patriots taking on Lufkin Saturday at 2 o'clock. Coach, what do you know about Lufkin?
Well, you know, obviously they're an excellent football team, and I don't think anybody that's in this weekend series is not an excellent football team. Teams that have great tradition have had teams that have won state titles or certainly competed for them. And of course, Lufkin falls in that category. Physical team, they have excellent team speed. They've got skilled players that can make big plays both with their feet and being able to get the ball down the field very quickly. Defensively, they certainly have played well in that they have been physical. They got two rush ins that really cause problems for the quarterback in the passing game, and have good size in the defensive front, good skill in the back. But you would expect that in a game like this. I mean, there's no weak teams in this battle on the border, and so you expect to face great competition, and that's the reason you choose to play in a weekend series like this.
Coach Curtis, where does this fall in the process for you in trying to get John Curtis yet another state championship?
Well, you know, we're a team that has always tried to play the best competition that we could possibly play, especially early in the season. I think that the road to the championship is a process and it's progress. And what you want to try to do is progress from week to week to make sure that your team continues to improve week to week. And the only way you're going to do that is to be tested. If you play against teams that you're going to be able to dominate in terms of maybe making mistakes and being able to get by with them or miss a tackle and not cost you a touchdown because they didn't have the speed to get it in the end zone, or you block against a guy that maybe isn't as good a football player as he should be, then you get a false sense of what your team is capable of doing and what you need to work on to be a good team. So this process and get to an opportunity to compete for a state championship is a long, arduous process. And whether you have a team that is extremely talented or one that maybe isn't as talented, if you don't make progress from week to week in terms of improvement, then the opportunity to play for a state championship will diminish.
Coach John Curtis of the John Curtis Patriots. It's the 2 o'clock game against Lufkin. Coach Curtis, we appreciate your time.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Of course, we saw Brandon Harris's touchdown pass. It was to former John Curtis Patriot, Valentine Dupree, laid out. Very nice little catch and toss and catch there. Now, I believe we have one more coach. We have it? For the Reagan Rams, Coach Ted Davidson joining us soon. I want to remind you guys that tickets are available. Can you still get tickets at the school? Is that right? And if the tickets are purchased at the schools get to keep a much larger portion of the tickets. So if you are in the market for tickets, we encourage you to go to the schools and get your tickets from the schools themselves. You can get more information at thebattleontheborder.com. The entire lineup, again, it's 6 games of this thing. Tom and Denny have both said they're going to try to make it bigger and bigger. Patrick says that as well. And Wendell has stressed this, that it's going to try to be a 7-game affair next year. A couple of schools that are from Texas that a lot of people are aware of, the Allens of the world, the DeSotos of the world, the West Monroes here in Louisiana that people are quite familiar with. They're going to be calling the Battle on the Border home next year. So when you see a lot of SEC and Big 12 football, you'll see a DeSoto, Texas kid almost every single game. There's somebody from DeSoto playing for Oklahoma, Texas, or Texas A&M. That's a given. Yep. Coach.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing? Coach Ted Davidson of the Acadiana Wrecking Rams, the defending 5A state champs, join us. Coach, tell us a little bit about what you look at when you see the Neville Tiger. When you see Shades Valley.
Shades Valley is a very talented football team. That's arguably the #1 defensive lineman in the country. And they have a tremendous running back, slot receiver that has committed to Mississippi State, tremendously talented football team.
Coming off a state championship, has it been an easier process getting the kids to focus early in the season, or is it something that you're still kind of going through right now?
Well, you know, we tell them that's past history and we're a new team and, you know, we have to make our mark, you know, as a football team each week this year. And we try to kind of treat it with a short memory that, you know, what we've done in the past will have no effect on what we do in the future. You know, what we do every day is going to affect what we do each Friday night.
For those who aren't familiar with exactly what a Wrecking Ram offense can do, you saw it last year. Coach Feaster's here with us as well. Just the powerful offensive line that you guys had last year. How many of those kids are back? And as far as the running attack and what Acadiana brings to the table?
I have 3 of those offensive line. We'll have the tight end and the guard and the tackle back. And, you know, the offensive backfield, I have one back that was one of the, maybe 140 yards, but I lost the 2 starters, and the quarterback, we had about 5,500 yards of total offense among those 3 guys. So, but, you know, we're still work in progress, but, you know, we had a pretty good ball game Friday.
All right, Ted Davidson, the head coach of the Acadiana Wrecking Rams. That game, 5 o'clock versus Shades Valley. Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Sure thing, thank you.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. The Battle of the Border. 6 o'clock Friday, St. Thomas More versus Gladewater. For the folks, TV, newspaper, radio guys, one-on-one interviews are available. I'll see a couple of players here as well. I'm sure that they would love to have some of the kids be able to talk. So thanks again for joining us, guys. We'll see you Friday, 6 o'clock, right here at Independence Stadium.